Hey, welcome to the Monday panel. As you can see at the minute, there's only me and Modders. I'm sure John and Mal will be along shortly.
Yeah. For
From the
some
Mods and
reason,
Heroes live. But go on.
yeah. Some reason, StreamYard is not liking my PC today, or my PC is not liking StreamYard, because there's no
Oh.
background, and that video didn't play for me.
Oh, did it play for
Yes.
everyone else?
Oh no, it played on YouTube. I've got it on my other screen.
Yeah.
It's just
Ooh.
not playing ball on my PC today for some reason.
Ew. That's
I'm gonna
not
have to see
good.
if Chrome needs updating.
Yeah, I deleted Chrome.
Yeah.
I know what I forgot to do. 2 seconds. So, how are you, Modders?
I'm okay. I am negative now, but my chest still hurts.
Yeah.
I'm okay though. How are you, Mikey?
I'm all right. Had a good weekend. Yeah.
Good. You have a good Father's Day?
I did. I was speaking to my daughter and visiting my dad and my in-laws. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Good. Good.
And got to see Morgie. So yes, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I didn't get any presents, but it was just nice to. It's nice to hear Happy Father's Day off my daughter. And get to know how she's doing.
Well, yeah, because you very rarely speak to her normally.
Yeah, well, it's the first year where she's actually been speaking to me on Father's Day. So she actually wished me Happy Father's Day without me messaging her. So that's nice.
Yeah.
And she's doing really well. She's got a final exam tomorrow for her chef's qualifications.
Mm.
I'm sure she'll do well.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You done any modelling this weekend? Or you just been chilling out?
Not modelling. I've been cross stitching.
Yeah.
Been doing my cross stitch because I haven't got my spray room anymore. It's full of stuff, so I haven't really picked anything up to prime or anything like that. So
You need to get a spray booth.
I do. No idea where I'll put it yet, but yeah.
I'm sure Willow will help you find somewhere.
That's why I need to try and move stuff in that room because I need space so I can actually spray in there because I don't want to spray in any of my normal rooms because of Willow.
Yeah.
Who is currently fast asleep on a rainbow llama.
You'll have to get a foldable table or something and just put it by the window.
Yeah, probably.
Just stick the hose out the window.
Yeah. I've got like a little table I can use. Be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get through the chat whilst we're waiting for them to. By the way, Tim, I've added you to the Monday group chat on Facebook. So if you want to have a look in there, if you want to come up, you can do. Saves me sending the link separately every time.
Yeah.
Or saves John sending the link separately every time.
So you're lucky bugger, I'm not part of that.
Yeah.
But I don't need to because I have access anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then we shall begin. Dieter says, good morning. Hello, Dieter. Is my sound all right, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, just checking the microphone's close enough. Tiff says, good morning, folks. Please hit the like button on your way in. Thank you. Oh, we have a Maleficent. Hello, Mal.
Hi.
Afternoon.
How you doing, buddy?
Afternoon. I'm good, mate. You?
I'm good. Did you have a good Father's Day?
Yeah. I got delivered a box of chocolates from one of my daughters. Apparently, I've got something else on the way from the other one. The chocolates went last night. I got them last night. They went.
Yeah,
Why not?
enjoyed.
I'm hoping my youngest is a bit more sensible. She often sends like beers and stuff. So.
Some of that might last
Funnily
a
enough,
little
that's
bit
what I got my dad.
Yeah.
What was that, Modest?
Normally, a 6 different beers, bottles of beers. Great.
Yeah. I got my dad one of those. It's like a box called a pop-up pub, and it comes with 2 half-liter bottles of beer, a pint glass, and a bag of port scratchings.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. I got packed it away. My Hungarian mate. Well, he's a mate. We haven't actually met yet, but I did some maths. This has happened several times. Did some maths for him, and we got chatting about various things. And he speaks very good English, writes very good English, and he works now for Amazon. I got him to change jobs because he wasn't happy where he was. So I said, "Well, just move somewhere then," and he did. And he's one birthday. This big box of wine, 6 bottles of wine turned up, and one of them was his name, Tibor. And I went, that's got to be from Tibor, and it was. He didn't say anything. He just sent me this box of wine. I thought, how cool is that? We've yet to meet. He's planning on getting over to Telford, so I'm hoping he can do that. It's
That'd
cool.
be good. Yeah. Hopefully, he'll bring you another box of wine.
He might. I actually sent him because he'd mentioned that he'd like to build the Tamiya 148 Lancaster.
Yeah.
And I've had that kit for a millennia, for hundreds of years. But then Hong Kong Models brought out their 48th kit, so I knew I would never build that Tamiya kit. So I sent it to him, and he never received it.
Oh,
I got it back
that's not good.
I got it back about 3 months later.
Yeah,
and it was just after Brexit, and things weren't getting through, and it came back with a message saying something about wrong dimensions or something, or oversized dimensions, and it wasn't. It wasn't. But there you go.
Are you able to move your microphone close to your mouth, Mal?
Is that right?
Not
that close.
I haven't got my other my better headset. Had an update. Didn't update the headset, but it updated the 2 dongles. But now it won't update the headset because the dongles are updated and not recognising each other. So,
see, I got one that just plugs in.
Yeah. Well, it's been working brilliantly. I can go for a PC to Xbox. I just press a button on it and it just switches over. And it's updated before. No, it'll do it. I've just got to keep persevering with it.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, can you not hear me too well?
Yeah, you're all right.
We can hear you. It's just a little bit quiet.
It's all right now, though.
I can turn it up. I think.
I've turned it up to maximum on here.
It's up. The volume's on max.
He'll be all right. Whilst you're looking at that, we shall carry on with the chat. Matthew says, hi, Tiff, and hi, everyone.
Hello.
Tiff says, hello, Matt. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Getting ready for work. Catch you soon. Ooh. He's getting his brothel creepers on and everything ready. David says, hi, Tiff, and good morning.
Hello.
Why do you get individual hellos when we don't?
It's special.
Yeah, it's special, obviously. It's wrong.
David
It's
says-
not allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. But there you go.
Yeah,
Special.
can't have favoritism.
Too late.
Yeah, too.
David says, "Evening, Duke. Enjoy." He always enjoys watching people sleep. Does our Duke? David says, "Hi, Matthew." Tiff says, "Hello, David," and "Hello, Duke." David, hope you're feeling better, Tiff.
Yeah, it's just my chest that's hurting now.
We'll stop hitting it then. June says, "Morning, afternoon, evening, all." David says, "Morning, Julian." See, the people that live below you think that you're just watching Tarzan every day. It's not. You're going. June says, "Morning, David." David says, "No kite flying today." No hot air balloons either. One of them crashed. Jim says, "Hello to all the usual suspects in chat." Rich says, "Hey there." Hello, Rich.
Hello.
Ian says, "Hit the likes, y'all."
Already did.
Jim says, "Yeah." I can't because YouTube doesn't like me liking my own videos. It says it thinks you're trying to artificially boost the algorithms. June says, "Afternoon, Jim." Nigel says, "Good afternoon. How are we all?" We are well.
Good.
An afternoon. Jim says, "Greetings to our gracious host." See, we get gracious host. You get Tiffany.
I get Tiffers, Modders, Tiff.
Yeah.
Gracious host is better than what you might be called.
You big beardy bastard.
Yeah, there's that. I can think of others as well.
Steady. There is an off button, you know.
I'm saying nothing. I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. Maybe.
Oh. There we go.
Clicked at the same time.
We did. Hey, Tim.
Hello, Tiff and everyone else.
Hello.
Tim.
Dude.
Everyone else.
Julian says, "Hi, Nigel." Tim says, "Morning, evening, all." Oh, look. You're Mala color coordinated as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sounds a
uncanny, isn't it?
Raggedy.
Oh, wait, technically, because I'm wearing a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But I'm wearing a channel
It's
t-shirt.
like looking.
Well, I can go and put my channel
It's like
t-shirt
looking
on.
10 years in the future.
If you want.
No,
Yeah,
Got the same chairs and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Just need a bit to lose a bit of that airy stuff, and
No.
Yeah. Oh,
you
just
don't.
put a
It's not
couple of
needed.
googly-
It's not needed, is it?
Well,
No.
Well, his channel is called
you,
Bearded
you,
Veteran Created, so it's
you
kind of
don't want to see me with
Yeah,
that.
that's
do you?
what-
so what we're saying is I'm Tim in 10 years and you're Tim in 30 years. Jim says, "Evening, Tim."
Ahoy.
Jim says, "Good afternoon to you, Julian." Kieran, "Afternoon, everyone." Hello, Kieran.
Hello.
Rich says, "How is everyone doing today?" Good. Julie says, "Afternoon, Mikey and Tiff." Recognition! Sorry.
You're just happy because your name came first instead of mine.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess I was in after that then.
Yeah, 12:02.
Yeah.
Julie says, "Afternoon, Kieran." I don't know where Mr. Marley's gone to.
Yeah.
Well, we've just come off. We just finished on it to the show. I came straight. I'd go and make a drink first, so
Yeah.
But I thought I'd get in soonest and make a drink.
Well, let's start a duty rumor. He's gone for a wank.
Well, it might have done. It was a very exciting show.
Yeah, we were watching. I was
Yeah.
your viewer. Bill says, Afternoon, everyone. Here as long as I can. Have a good stream. Hello, Phil.
Hello.
How funny is it going to be now if John comes on and he's got a bright red face?
What have you been doing? Watching Cops?
Kevin says, good day, everyone. Hello, Kevin. Jim says, hi, Kieran. How are you, mate? Julian, hi, Kevin. Kieran, hi, Julian. The base of your Hurricane is looking good. Yeah, he's doing his first diorama, Julian.
Cool.
Yeah. Paul says, hello, hosts and all in chat. I'm coming to you live from Brisbane this week. Excellent.
Sounds painful.
Kieran says, hi, Jim. It's all good, thanks. How are you doing? Jim says, Kieran, doing well, thanks. Plugging away at life one day at a time. As are we
It's the
all.
only way to do it.
Yeah. Julian, thanks, Kieran. The gravel looks a bit bigger than I thought, so may take it off before I paint the brown. Yeah, use cat litter or something. But it's 172 plain, so that'd be too big as well.
Crush the cat litter.
Yeah, get the silicon cat litter and crush it. And then spray it.
Get sand.
Yeah.
Get
Jim says,
dirt.
hello, Paul. Paul says, no. Jim says, hello, Paul Marley. How are things in Osland? God damn it, brain. Julian says, tip, I'll drop a couple of links into Discord for a folding table and venting spray booth indoors in case you have too much aggro getting a hose outside.
Yeah, I've got a little stack of tables, so a table will be fine. It's just I need the booth, but I'll have to save up for that.
Julian says, look back on Discord. I did a post on tips, etc. Chat about venting indoors. Just research for vents. There we go. Bless you. With your little mousy sneeze. Julian says, I can hear you fine, Mal. Mikey, it's your hearing. Julian says, afternoon, by the way, Mal.
Afternoon, by the way.
See, Mal gets special mentions now as well.
There's reasons.
Matt says,
sure.
in the spirit. Matt says, in the spirit of equality. Good afternoon, Mikey and Mal. Hello, buddy. Paul says, Jim, it's a fair bit quieter here than on other realms. Ooh. Aaronville says, hi all. Hope you're all well. What's the build today? Well, I don't know what everyone's building today. What is everyone building today?
Or what would I like to be building?
I'll be doing a bit of assembling on my birdcage Corsair.
Ooh, let's have a look. Let's make Tim big. Tim's back to front.
Yeah, I'll be back to front on this camera, but yeah, it's a birdcage Corsair. So I've started a bit of assembly.
Tim, if you go into your camera settings, you can mirror the camera. If you go at the bottom where it says settings,
hang on, or I could just do that. That's probably better, and then no one has to look at my ugly mug.
Oh wow! Well, if you want to be like that,
but yeah. So started a bit of assembly on the cockpit and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably start painting that today, and probably the engines and stuff as well.
cool.
I think. Yes.
Cool. I built one of those fairly recently. It's a nice kit.
I'm just copying you, Mal. Followed the Matilda. Now this.
I built mine as Fleet Air Arm.
Oh, nice. But yeah.
I'll be doing more of my book nook.
Apparently, Mr. Marley can't get in.
What?
All he's got to do is click on the bloody link. No. I don't know what he's doing, but he said, "Can I just have the code after StreamYard?" Just click on the bloody link. It works for everyone else. Anvil says, "Hi all, hope you're all well." Oh, I've just read that one. Jim says, "Gracious host is intended as a greeting to all of those on screen for that particular live stream." Indeed. Jim says, "Afternoon to our gracious host, laugh out loud." Also, hi Tim, Tiff, Tim, and Mal. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Julian says, "Hi Phil." Let's just check John has been able to work with that. He's read it. Whether he's got in or not, I don't know. Julian says, "Mikey, John's face would only be red if the blood rushed to the wrong." Never mind. Move along. Nothing to see here. Julian says, "Hi, Aaron." Nigel says, "I'm doing Italy's 124th long wheelbase Land Rover. The plastic feels a bit weird." Yeah, it is a bit weird, but it'll be all right. Jim says, "Mikey, do you need positive reinforcement from your viewing audience? Is that the need for mention of your name in greetings from chat?" No, I'm only joking. Oh, honest. Jim says, "Tamir 48th scale Corsairs are great model kits." I'm going to be making an owlbear family. There you go. I'm making that.
Very nice.
Yeah, because I like it. Apparently, what? He wants the number is he wants the 10-digit number that's at the end of the link, right? It's literally on the messenger, and he still can't get it. Okay, so I will type it in.
You just need to click the link.
Yeah.
On it. There he is.
The link has the 10-digit number at the end of it, and he's asking for the 10-digit number at the end of it. Just copy it down. Just write down the number. Why is everything so complicated with Marley?
Because it's Marley.
Fortunately, my pilot's going to need a prostate exam, so...
Oh, dear.
Oops.
Ooh. Let's mute that a second. He's finally figured it out. Hello, pain in the ass. Yep, that's about right. Oh my god, it looks like Mal with a tack.
There's been a change to the Broligarch's social media platform thing. So when I get that link, it comes through Facebook Messenger, as you know. So then what I used to do is click on that, copy, go into my own Chromebook server on that, paste, and then just sort of transcribe that digit. Now it just wants to open it in my phone. And because there was a problem with Facebook the other day on my iPad, so I deleted the app and then reinstalled it. And now I can't get into my account. It's saying it's a wrong code on that, wrong password. Do it by another device. I'm on the computer and the phone just going, yep, iPad, it's all good. No, not heard of you before. Oh, we think you've been hacked. And I'm just going in circles now. So, yeah.
But John,
Facebook can go...
The 10-digit number is on the end of the link.
Sorry?
The 10-digit number was on the end of the link. All you have to do is write down the link.
No, it's not. It used to be streamyard.com/now. Now it's 40 million, it's percentages, ampersands, and everything else. And I used to be able to work it out. Now I just sit there and just go, it's ridiculous. I'm in. Hello.
Hi. No, I literally just copied it off the end of the link that's on the screen.
It's on your screen, but I couldn't. I'll show you later on. After we go
Maybe
off.
StreamYard just doesn't like you. It's worried you're going to put it on backwards or something.
oh. Yeah.
It's like in Star Wars. StreamYard doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
Maybe I should go home and reassess my life choices.
That's always an option. Jim says, owlbear, is that a nocturnal flying bear that hunts rodents? I don't think they fly, but they are half bear, half owl.
Yeah. Think of a grizzly with the head of an owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you now.
Yeah. We've got the weaknesses of both and the strengths of neither.
Yeah. These are actually pretty cool kits. They're from the Dungeons and Lasers series. Need to zoom out. There you go. Owlbear family. On the back, it gives you a little bit of like part of the storyline. So it says, don't try to pet them. The Banewoods are full of fantastic creatures, but my recent adventures have taken me to places I haven't seen mentioned in any books that I've read. Most recently, I came across an owlbear nest, extremely fierce creatures that wouldn't even let me approach. I'll see if I can poach an egg. Wish me luck. Yeah, they're cool. And they're pretty cheap as well. I think that was only about £10, that one. Yeah, they're pretty cool, and the detail in them is fantastic. Right, focus. There you go. There you got ferns and everything on the base. Really cool. And they do dragons and all sorts. And it's the same series that Pepe came from.
Oh, yeah.
You bought the invisible dragon as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the ghost dragon. Yeah. Still got to do that.
Thing is, I wouldn't want to paint that. It looks awesome on its own.
Well, I've got clear primer for it, and I'm going to use clear paints to paint it. Transparent paints. So hopefully it should look cool. June says, Mikey's not at all sensitive, are you? And don't need positive reinforcement by seeing his name, do you, Mikey? No. Not at all. Sod you, Julian. Jim says, are we dealing with slightly inebriated John Marley? No, he was just busy having fun.
Slightly frustrated John Marley.
Sexually
I'll show you later on why it doesn't work for me, and then you'll all just go, oh, yeah, I apologise. You know, it's clearly not his fault.
No, we already came up with a theory of why you were late, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We all agreed on it. It's probably true.
Yes.
Feeding the ducks.
It involved you having some alone
distributing
time.
some free literature.
No,
yeah.
I think it's down the clinic being treated for syphilis. Probably something like that because, you know, Mikey. Not that I've got a view.
Oh, dear.
This time.
David said that's painful, Tim. Matt said, John, did you wash your hands? That's to do with the theory that we came up with, John.
What theory would that be?
That you had some alone time between shows.
Well,
We were
don't account
expecting you
for
to come on with a face.
don't account for 7 seconds.
Julie says, evening, John. Is Tim on the left of that beer label?
Yeah.
David says, evening, John.
Well, yeah. I do like this. It does describe, you know, made only from the finest. Let me switch camera here. Gee, those glasses look weird. Yeah, made from only the finest. Old Part was conceived in celebration of all cantankerous old boozers who make life a misery. Old Part. We'll know one, so let's have a drink to them. So I actually bought it with Gary in mind, but anyway, that.
Oh, apparently he's playing in the woods in his mankini today.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So he won't be finishing his competition entry, unfortunately. But it means the rest of you have more of a chance. Higher odds.
Lions and tigers and owlbears. Oh my.
Yeah. Bet looking Marley says, why are Marleys complicated? From my side, you're all simple. June says, Star Wars, that's the problem. John and had Tim. He misread and was using the farce. So Kaylee's just come in and said, I may have to come off here early because apparently the electricians might be coming out to do some work on the boiler.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. If they do, then I might have to pop off early. June says, Star Wars, that's the problem John had Tim. I've read that one. Where are we?
Give me a minute. I was trying to cut stuff out.
It's all right. Julie says, Star Wars, that's the problem. Oh, damn it. Julian, even if you are a Marley.
Rinse and repeat.
Doing a Marley going backwards.
You just leave the controls alone. Leave it to me.
Yeah, he's stuck in it. Okay. He's glitching.
Yes. Crafting Budgie Mama says, hi everyone. Hello, Tasha. Nice new picture as well, by the way. David says, finish the Smear V1, so starting the Meng Whippet while still waiting on airfix about a bit for the Spitfire. Cool. Tasha says, hope all are well. Yeah. I think so. Now that John's finished having his solo moment.
No, I'm just smearing glue everywhere, trying to get this on again for the second time.
Whinge. June says, hi, Tasha. Good hair. Hope you are too.
Oh, cripes.
And Tasha says that she's good. Excellent. Alex Johnston's in. He says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Alex.
It's a new.
How are you? It is. I think so, anyway.
So I met Alex a week ago at the model show in Melbourne.
Oh. Cool. How did that go?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a really nice guy. He was the guy on the 48 and 48 that bid on the become a producer and go down to, well, don't have to go to Melbourne, but be on the bench podcast, and you choose the subject that they talk about and everything else. It's really, really wonderful. Really great to meet him.
Nice. Yeah, of course, you wouldn't say he was a complete git, would you?
No, because he's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Steve says, no worries, John. Technology issues frustrate just about everyone when they're in the midst of dealing with them.
Oh, I'm dealing with... Let's try that a third time.
John's in the midst of dealing with reality, let alone technology. Jim says, greetings, Alex. Paul says, John, they thought you were making a diorama, working on your base.
That's all about the base.
June says, Mikey's having a groundhog legs, so no change there. Snafu! Yes. Alex says, thanks, John. It was great to meet you too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he said yeah.
Sorry if I sounded surprised there, John, but...
Well, just a little too surprised. Bastard.
You know I love you.
Yeah.
And Julian says, hi, Alex. There you go.
And welcome, Alex.
Oh, no, there's no instructions.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Oh, yeah, you go check out the manual online. Woohoo. What a stupid idea.
I am literally doing nothing but smearing glue everywhere.
You came up with this insanity.
This was on perfectly before, like in the last dream. well.
Come on. Ooh, coffee.
No.
Okay. I don't think the manual needs to be a 4-page manual. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bit daft.
Right. So we start with the front and the back.
Oh, cripes. This is the part of the proceedings where the better-looking Marley says, "Told you so."
This has almost got enough sprue points. Julie says, must be an Aussie thing, John. I guess they're munging any URL sent from outside the country. Possibly.
I'll show the other what's happening at my end. Oh, gee, that sounds a bit wrong.
Well,
once we go off live, and you'll say, "Oh, look, oh, you poor thing," and then you'd actually pay for an airfare, come over here and give me a goddamn hug instead of give me grief.
No. You lie. You're wrong.
Yeah, well,
you're wrong.
You're wrong about choosing Prince.
You love us, really, John.
Yeah, keep thinking that, Tiff.
Hey, she gets special mentions, so even if you don't love her, everyone else does.
Yeah, okay. Copy that. I'm literally smearing glue everywhere.
Alex says, we do love our quarantines down in Australia. Yeah, we did see that on the news.
Yeah, well, you know, it's only we see New South Wales didn't have to go into quarantine because every other state around us went full cray, so we didn't actually have to close our borders because they wouldn't let us in anyway. Or let their people out.
They tried to do that here with the border between England and Wales. Didn't work. Not least because the North Wales border actually goes down the middle of a street, down the middle of a housing estate. So it meant that one side of the street had one set of rules and the other side of the street had the other set of rules. So they just went, sod this, we're carrying on. Yeah. Well, they ended up just going, sod this, we're carrying on as normal.
Yeah. Here, there's a town called Tweed Heads, which is it straddles the border between New South Wales and Queensland.
Yeah.
And just like on one side of a roundabout, they had like, you know, traffic bollards and stuff set up. Yeah. And families were just like meeting there and passing lasagnas and things over. And, you know, pretty much just universally cursing the state governments. So.
Yeah.
Okay, once we get through Paul Marley's comment.
Yeah. Alex. Oh, yeah. Paul Marley says, told you so.
Yeah, well.
Error here.
Okay, so what's going on with this? This is a kit that I took down to Melbourne and is working on it down there now. It is pretty much done. So, what I need to do is basically stick these 3 rotor blades in the folded position on top of that spigot there, and the kit is finished. Now, the trouble I have is this rotor head here is only held on by 4 points, but they're very, very shallow points. And you can see, disregard the glue smear. I do need to repaint it where I've done that. But with this thing, there's a lot of weight. All the weight is behind there. So you can imagine there is no pin. There's a very, very shallow pin there and hardly a little nubbin on the top there. So I need to glue that on. So it all clears the tail and doesn't rest on anything back there. But all they did before is just pull that backwards and disconnect these because they're rather like spigots on the base of those as well. Let me see.
Yeah.
So you could see there, tiny little dimples that that the road head goes onto, and then really no connection point. So that's what I'm struggling with now. So I smeared glue everywhere. I'm going to have to wait for that to dry overnight, I believe, and then sort of build it up with get some thin super glue to creep in there or something or other, and then try to fit this bit on. Like it's holding together okay, but there's very, very thin bits that hold those together. So there's not much to it, and it's fragile as all get out. But apart from mounting the rotor, look, this is finished. So this is the Miniar Avro 671 rotor autogyro, the father of the helicopter. In fact, it's the first rotary wing. Well, the rotary wing is invented by the guy who designed this. So Juan de la Cierva from España. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Paul hates it, but there we go.
Paul hates it.
He does. But it's pretty good. So look, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to call this one done, and then I'll go back to what I was working on before I went to Melbourne. But I've really enjoyed that kit, contrary to popular belief, and just going, oh, that's a bit dumb. But I need to re-engineer it somehow.
Alex says the Queensland New South Wales border also cuts through the middle of Gold Coast Airport. Yeah. Paul says, John, the trouble is not the road ahead. The trouble is that it's an ugly bastard of a model.
Yeah, fair.
Bless.
So I've enjoyed it. It's been nice. It's a fairly simple kit for Miniart. There's not too many pieces, but yeah, some of the pieces are a little bit small.
Yeah. Well, it's Miniart.
Yeah. So going back to the big thing, this is the Victor interior that I did a couple of weeks ago. I can continue with that kit now.
I bet Paul doesn't like that one either.
Oh, no, he hates that. Oh, I don't know, he'll have to, because he did hate it, and then I walked him around it, and I think he's got a begrudging tolerance for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, he'll have to confirm or deny. Ooh, all right, big thing.
I love XPS foam. It's so good.
Yeah, it's useful, isn't it?
Yeah. Just like have a little offcut there that I can stab all my little part holders and stuff in. Just makes painting a breeze.
I've got this little block that does that.
It's a bit weird. So I've made up the interior of the Victor, right? So that's the first page, steps 1 to 8. Okay. Then I don't go ahead and fit that part until step 63. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll go on to the next bit. What do they reckon? Undercarriage. The nose undercarriage. Let's see if I can make a mess of that.
Albert face. Oh. Crap.
I feel like I keep mentioning this, but I feel I've got to mention it yet again.
Okay.
Have
Oh.
you all seen this?
Yes, zoom in on that. It's worth it.
This is scale.
1/32.
Bolton Pull Defiant. How cool is that? Airscale Pro. I saw this about two months ago that it was in production. It was quite far on and just needs to source clear parts for the canopy and the gun turret.
Nice.
And then a few days ago, I saw somebody had bought one. So I asked them, "Where'd you buy that?" Told me. I went there, sold out. I was stricken, especially as I went back and said, "They've sold out." He goes, "Oh yeah, they're only making 300." So, but I went back the day after through a different channel to the same place and managed to buy this.
Nice.
It is stunning.
How much did you manage to buy it, Paul Mel?
I don't know.
He doesn't want his wife to know that's what it is.
No, she knows it's expensive. But it's like as soon as I saw it, as soon as I knew it was in production sort of thing, I knew I was gonna have it. The box itself, this is the interior box. It's got one of them magnetic flaps, and the interior is just like sectioned off for all the 3D printed parts.
Yeah.
And
nice.
got room for it.
That does look really nice.
The detail, you know what 3D. Look, I don't know if you can see in there. That's the guns. The guns are 3D printed.
Wow.
And they've got the slots, cooling slots in the barrels and everything, and the cone flash hiders. The interior stuff is just phenomenal. I mean, yeah, and like the instruction, these a little. What have I done with it? Lost it.
Oh, the little card. There it is.
Yeah, this little card here. Look, emergency shit happens card. I mean, it's so. In the course of your mission, parts may be missing or broken. You may even lose to the enemy and break one yourself. Use this card and email blah blah blah, and one of our special operations operatives will ensure your mission is successful. How cool is that? Sutton harness, masks for the clear parts. I wouldn't normally bother with masks for clear parts, but I sort of know that these are going to fit.
Yeah.
Because the attention, when you see the attention to detail on this sort of thing, you just, and then the instructions, they just tell you.
Wow.
It's
so. Has that come all pre-washed? Do you know, or do you have to wash it yourself?
Pre-washed? Yeah. Well, there's no mention of washing it. I've not really had a look.
Yeah.
So.
I imagine it'd be cured, right? So
yeah,
they would have done the washing and curing. I've answered my own question there.
Yeah, I would have thought. I mean, I know a little bit about 3D printing, and I see what you're saying. I think I will be cleaning parts up with isopropanol anyway. There is it says a website instruction video about working with 3D parts. So that's my first port of call. But I was stunned. Just knowing what this guy has done in the past, but when I saw that this was a thing, I just had to have it. I've been saving up for the Airfix 1/24 scale. But my funds have been redirected, so I'm saving up for that again. But I just had to have it. It's just one of them things that when I initially saw it or knew about it, I thought I knew it'd be expensive, and I thought, well, I'm having it because so like with the Kotari stuff, Spitfire, or everything they're doing at the moment, I'm out to get. I suppose I'm lucky in a way. All my funds are modelling tokens. That's what they're for. And the odd beer.
Well, of course. Can't be without the beer, can you?
Yeah. Modelling tokens and plus beer tokens. But
nice.
yes, unfortunately, I can't start this until I move.
Well, hurry up and move.
Yeah, I know. Don't. That's.
It's a sore point.
It's the main thing. Got to move because it's not just this. This will probably be the first 1/32 scale kit that I start when I move now. But alongside one of the twin engine jobs I've got that I want to do. But yeah,
Albert's built
cool.
The adult one anyway.
Oh, cool.
That's cute.
Looks like a guy I used to work with. He had a line where he stopped shaving, like he'd shaved down to about halfway down his neck, and all the hair, like he looked like he had a neck beard, if that makes sense. So what's really cool about that, the HPS Bolton Pool Defiant kit that Mel has, is I believe the best of my research is it's the plane that shot down this one, which is 5K AR or 5 Anton Ricard, the one that they pulled out of the Goodwin Sands about 15 years ago. The one that's at Cosford. Boeing. Dornier 17. And as far as I'm aware, if it is the right plane, it was an Australian gunner with a British pilot, and they were shot. Well, they didn't shoot. They were shot down on the way back to base and ran into a cliff. And both were killed, so they couldn't confirm the kill. So no one really knows, but yeah.
But I'm not doing either of the markings in the kit. I mentioned on Sunday that I might do the other one that's got a spiral on the spinner, but that's a night fighter, and I don't want to be doing a night fighter. If I buy another one, I will, but I can't see that happening.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Well, if they are still available later, in a year or so's time, then I might. But I'm going to do this one in the same mark as I did my 48 scale, the Airfix 48 scale one. Purely because it's got a white front half of the spinner and massive fuselage roundel that goes right up onto the raised lower decking, or the decking that raises them. So it's that, and if it's if I finally do a night fighter, it'd be the one with the shark's mouth, because it has to be.
Because it has to be.
David says, yes, it's a lovely kit, if expensive, but nice.
Well, yeah.
David says, Mikey, you told me about spending £100. Well, that's cheap. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I've never spent more than 50 quid on a kit. But but I'm a cheapskate. So, Dorkosaurus says, "I'm awake, sort of. Hello, good people. Hello, Dorkosaurus."
Oh, yeah.
The cutest little dinosaur picture. Matt says, "Could you put a link to Mal's channel?" And Mal, are you going to video the build of the Bolton Paul Defiant?
I don't have a channel just yet. I have been thinking names, but not yet. And there's a possibility. Yeah, I don't know, because I've never built a 3D resin print, 3D printed model before, and nor a complete resin model. So maybe not. There is a guy. I was looking for it yesterday. There is a guy, Gary's Models or something, who's built or building the pre-production example of it. I'd be interested to look at that, see how he gets on with the touching parts and
what's
stuff.
his name?
But
Yeah,
Nigel's modelling bed. Nigel Crampton is building one. He's just built one, I believe.
oh, right.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go. I'll
Not sure.
best it up. Right.
Look it up.
TBD says, "Hi, everyone."
TPG?
Dorkosaurus says,
TBG.
Dorkosaurus says, "Hi, TBG." TBG says, "Backwards John, I have informed Zinzan about the TSR2.
Oh, wonderful. So you probably a minute ago, when you were typing that, saw me try to fit this part to this side of the fuselage, and it didn't really go. So, yeah. Well, good. You know, and so what happened last week is I had recently bought a TSR2 kit, which Alex saw as I was lugging the thing around Skull Model World. Yeah, it's lovely. So I watched a video that Zinzan Models did of a post-build review of the TSR2, and all of my queries, questions, little quirks. You know, he just did a really good job of it. So, you know, I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I've since subscribed to Zinzan Models because, you know, I like what I see.
Excellent. TBG says, "Hi, Dorkosaurus." And David says, "Yes, that's it. John Nigel's modelling bench. That's it, John. Nigel's modelling bench. There you go. I will learn English one day."
Well, why start now?
Well, exactly. Jim says, "Greetings, Dorkosaurus."
Tell you what, this old part goes down well.
That's something I'd keep to yourself.
Oh, savour the flavour.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. Oh shit. Number 6 and number 7. There's number 6. And there's number 7. So we need to think of a name for this owlbear, I think. What does the chat think? Because quite a few of my figures I like to come up with names for. So, don't know why.
Because it's fun.
Well, yeah.
What's wrong with Owlbear?
Because they're all owl bears.
Oh, you mean like a name as Joe or something?
Yeah. Because there's the parent one, and then there's the 2 baby ones.
Where have I put my silver?
One goes that way, and that one. Oh, God. tiny.
Hmm.
Right. That one goes that way. Think. Possibly. Maybe not. Ah, there we go. Dorcosaurus says, "Hey Jim." And Ian says, "Albert," in French accent. The Albert. Ah, that's true. Albert the Albert. Okay, I like that.
That's very good.
He's quick on his feet, is our Ian. Ooh, 23 people watching. Cool.
Ooh.
Doing well for a Monday.
I'm surprised it's not a long weekend, to be honest.
Mm.
With it being, it was the King's birthday on Saturday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Never
Yeah,
mind.
'cause it was the King's birthday Saturday and then Father's Day Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't celebrate Father's Day here until September, I think.
September, yeah.
It's our Father's Day yesterday.
Yeah. Jim says, "Greetings, Ian." And Ian says, "Good morning, Jim." I like the fact that pretty much everyone in the chat knows when they're greeting each other, which time zone each other are in. Whether it's morning or evening. That's pretty cool.
That's a good point.
Oh, they're so cute, a little tail. Number 13.
Oh.
Four, 13. Ooh. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why we've got so many people in, because it's been Father's Day in the UK. Everyone's got model kits for Father's Day. Can't be any other reason. Aronville says, "Every day's a holiday." Yeah. It's all about perspective. June says, "I would be quick on my feet, but yeah, wheelchair." You are quick of wheel, because they see him rolling.
See him rolling.
But they don't
They hate him.
Patrolling and trying to catch him riding dirty. What the deuce? Which way does this go out? Ah, like that. Okay. Ian says, "You'd be Hot Wheels, Julian." Junior says, "Afternoon TBG, morning Dorcosaurus." And Julian says, "Father's Day or Father's Day, or are they interchangeable?" I remember when we were in school and they were teaching us how to spell like father and mother. And they said break it down in syllables so it's fatter. So of course, me being the kid, I went up to my dad when I came out of school and went, Dad, I know how to spell your name now. He said, go on. And I went, Fat her. He was not amused.
Not amused?
No.
Oh.
I imagine why. Can't imagine why.
Thing is, he wasn't even fat. Oh, look how cute that one is.
Oh.
What? Sorry,
Little
what's
tiny.
that? A little bear.
Yeah, it's a little tiny owlbear.
A little bit
Right,
trainer.
Get focus. There you go, a little tiny owlbear. Sleeping.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Smoke that with some hickory and.
Tasty.
Why survive
I
when
can't
you
tell
could
if
live?
Tim's hungry or horny.
Was it why
Can't
survive
tell
when
if
you
Tim
can
sounds
live?
hungry
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. Jim says, what did I do to disturb the YouTube bots now? Put in a comment a short time ago referring to a YouTube channel modeler building a Tamir motorcycle kit. I don't know. YouTube gods are a fickle thing. Jim says, by the way, the channel is Plunging Fire Scale Modeler. I don't know.
Oh.
But it sounds cool.
Never heard of them.
You. He'd probably say the same about us as well.
Yeah.
This is so cute. Oh, he got the battle games where I get these from. He's got some more in as well.
Mm.
I'll show you. I'm so tempted to get some. I might have to go back and get some. Oops. Battle game. So, and let's have a look. But these are the ones he's got in the other day. So as you can see, got an observer, which is a thing with like eyes on stalks. Marba the Tyrant, which is like a three-headed dragon. And you got a demonic tree. Foss the Younger, which is what I've done. And that one.
Huh.
Yeah. And they're really good prices. I think even the big dragons are like 24 quid.
That's not bad.
Huh. Julian says, no idea, Jim. It wasn't withheld by StreamYard or me, and Tiff would have seen it. Could you post a comment in Discord, please? Probably a word or phrase Nanny YouTube doesn't like. Yeah, most likely.
I think it might have just been the name of the channel.
Yeah. You might have put a C instead of a P or something.
Mm.
Julian says, thanks, Julian. I will share the link in the video to the video in Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That sits right there. How cute. Oh, crap. I've closed the instructions. That was stupid.
I mean, oh.
Oh, this one's a little standing up.
I'll just
Yeah.
mute that a second.
Is that John's vibrator going?
Oh dear,
no.
oh dear.
Tingies.
No. Mine works with a truck battery.
No, yours runs with a truck engine.
Yeah, it's just too much compressor.
John's runs with the same engine
Sorry,
as
my
Mark.
bad. I normally switch the mic off for that.
It's all right.
That's fine.
John doesn't have Black & Decker. He has Daimler
Oh,
and Maybach.
oh, they're onto me.
Number 5. That's number 5. Ooh, Bob's in. Bob says, "Here, hi all, under weather, back to listening. No problems, buddy. Hope you feel better soon." Ah, that's his belly. That's what it is.
Back in a sec.
Julian says, "Hi, Bob. Jim says, video link posted in Discord. It's part 3 of the build. It's a mere 1/12 scale Ducati 1199 Panigale motorcycle. Nice. Oh, wow, we've gone up to 27 people all of a sudden.
And
Very
I
cool.
believe I've built that.
Have you?
Yeah, that's the one I got off Steph.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's a really nice build.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I thought about buying a Panigale, but the thought of dropping it made me cry. So
Well, the thing is, it's like most of it is actually screwed together, not glued together.
I was talking about the real one.
Oh,
See,
Which
one of the
is-
bikes I always
screwed
was
together,
the-
not glued together.
yeah. One of the bikes I always wanted was Triumph Daytona in black and gold. That looks so good.
The Bonneville bobbers are really nice from Triumph.
Yeah. And my dad had a Triumph Tiger, 1.6 litre engine.
0.6.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could stand 5 foot behind it and still feel the back pressure off the engine going bum, 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 bum against your leg.
Did you ever see the, I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Boss Hog.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest production sort of bike you could get, and had like a V8 engine out of a car.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, at the time when my dad bought that Tiger, I had a 1.6 Astra. So my car and his bike had the same size engine, which was weird. Triumph Thunderbird, sorry, when he had was 1.6. The Triumph Tiger was 750. Because he gave me his Yamaha because he wanted the Tiger. And then he got bored with the Tiger and bought the Thunderbird.
Yeah.
June says, "Cool, 27 watching, 24 likes. Nice. Thank you, people.
Yeah.
Muchly appreciated." Jim says, "Plunging fire normally builds warships and very good ones too." Oh, don't tell Mr. Morris. George says, "Hey all." Hey, George. How you doing, buddy? Julian says, years ago on holiday in the US, my brother was a passenger on a 2-litre Honda Goldwing. It had an armchair for the pillion seat. Yeah, all Goldwings do. And they have an electric reversing motor as well. Yeah. George says, what are you doing with the TSR2, James?
TSR2.
Ooh, 29 people watching. We're doing well.
Is it me with the TSR2?
I don't know. Is your name James?
No, but did somebody else mention the TSR2?
I don't know.
Yeah, further up in the chat.
Oh, okay. My bad. Oh, it's when I was away, I guess.
TBG, wouldn't it?
I'll pull my head in.
Ian says, have you seen Alan Millard's Dodge Viper V10 engine homemade motorcycle? I haven't. But that sounds very cool. Ooh. Aaronville says, okay, I'm back. What are you each building? Are you going to make vignettes for them? My model club now says no base, no space when displaying. Seems to be the fashion. I'm making a figurine, so it comes on a base.
And mine's a book nook, so it is a base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's neat. Mine's going to hover, so it needs a base to hover off.
Yeah. Oops.
And I don't think I'll make one, but I think Coastal Kits makes a base for the tarmac of a V bomber, and I believe I want to get one of those because, you know,
Yeah.
it would look alright.
It would be huge.
Yeah.
I've sort of got two things going. So I'm putting the cockpit and engine assembly together for Vought Corsair, and then I'm working on the base for my Matilda while I'm just waiting for engine parts to dry.
Nice. Junior says 2-litre on a bike. Okay. A few years later, I had my first car, a 1.3-litre Mini Metro automatic. Yeah. Nice. And George says, wouldn't a base make even less space for display? Yeah. I mean, it depends, because if it raises the wings of the aircraft higher, then you could always fit smaller aircraft underneath it. Or smaller models. But yeah. It seems to be the trend these days. George says, my TSR2 is going to be too big for its own base. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaronville says, I like the vignettes. Diorama tells a story. What do you all think? Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
I tend not to put aircraft models on the base, though.
No. Not unless I'm doing a specific diorama with the aircraft.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I mean, with armour, I don't really do armour, but with armour, I feel it should have crew with it on it, and therefore lends itself to a diorama.
Yeah.
Or vignette. But an aircraft, for me, it's about the aircraft, not bodies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily bother put. The only time I put it on the base is if I was going to put it in a competition, but I don't do competitions.
Yeah.
I have got a couple that I've put into competitions and are on bases, but very few and far between.
Yeah, it's easier to show this and actually get them out again. But this is the the TSR2 FX48 scale kit on top there. And as you can see, it's longer than a Lancaster in the same scale. So it's a significantly large plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't have room before I bought it, and I won't have room afterwards. But I'll enjoy the build.
Yeah, very good. Julian says, depends how big the base is, George. But yeah, I agree, as the base footprint is usually a fair bit bigger. Yeah. Well, it depends. I think with aircraft, a lot of people tend to do base that's smaller than the wings, don't they?
Yeah.
If they're just doing it for a base. Yeah, if they're just doing it for a base, then they do it just big enough for the wheels and things. But then if you're doing it in a diorama, then you're probably going to have it bigger than the wings.
I think there's a bit of assumption with aircraft as well that it's going to be on a tarmac or a runway or something like that. Like it's flat asphalt normally.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas armor, like, is it in a forest? Is it in a desert? Is it in mud? Is it bogged? Is it in half submerged in a lake?
Yeah.
Like I think if you look at a tank model that's not on a base, you almost kind of get a little bit lost. But with a plane, your brain just kind of fills in. Yeah, sure, whatever, and you focus on the plane a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Julian says, depends how big the base is, George. But yeah, I agree. The base is the footprint is usually a fair bit bigger. I'll go through the chat modest washing model.
Okay.
Aaronville says, I have a friend who stores them in plastic boxes on top of each other. Yeah. Again, that's storage space, isn't it? George says, bases can add a lot to a build. Yeah. And I like to have my models out on the shelf so I can see them and enjoy them.
Yeah, there's no point in building them and then just putting them away so you don't see them again.
Yeah. It's like I've got my aircraft on a shelf all lined up, like they're on a flight line. So it looks quite nice. Jim says, for me, armor vehicles always look much better in a vignette or diorama, and they don't have to be complicated. Just a simple display base will do. Yeah. Paul Tanker's back. He says, good day, folks. Thought I would have a look-see. Hello, and welcome to the channel.
Yeah.
June says, I once saw a description of the difference saying a vignette is a photo, a static scene, and a diorama is a video, so it tells a story. Yeah. A vignette is a way of displaying the model, whereas a diorama is the model is part of a story, sort of thing. It's just part of the scene. Jim says, greetings, Paul. Paul says, good day, Jim. Jim says, to be honest, I'm awkward, Mike, so I'd want the base bigger than the wings, as I'd be worried about damage more. Yeah. That depends how you're going to be storing it as well. Jim says, hi, Paul. I mean, if you just want a base just for photographing it, then you can always just make a base and just place the model on top. And then when you make another model, just swap them over for the photos. Paul says, hi, Julian. Now, you get some arrows that you can stick in the back of the owlbear. I'm not sure where to do them because it seems pretty cool. But it's a bloody owlbear. So. It's only a bloody owlbear. 14.
All right.
Julie says, "Are you saying, yeah, you're awkward, Mikey?" No, not at all, Julian. I'd never say that about you, mate. Honest. Let's see what this looks like.
Oh.
What the hell? Somebody's been to toilets as well.
Sorry, I was just washing the brush off.
All right. You are a very noisy person, young Tim.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to press mute before I'm doing things, you know? Give you the full ASMR experience of my modeling. Alrighty.
Next, he's going to take a drink and all going to like a cartoon character. Armville says, if I saw two models the same, my eyes would be drawn more to the one with the base of a vignette. Yeah. Each to their own. Oh, no. Works van's just pulled up. I don't want to have to finish early. Go away and have your dinner. Sod off.
Still got a half hour left.
What, modders?
Says we've still got a half hour left.
I know. Pains in the asses.
Yeah.
Alright. This might be a bit of a stupid plan, but we'll see if it works.
Yeah.
So for the platform of the bridge, I cut a piece of balsa so I could slip it out to get it like the drainage ditch underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put a bit of sand over the top and then pop it out afterwards. But the sand is also kind of acting as a bit of a gap filler. But
yeah,
you know, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm going to leave these arrows off because it's going to make it really difficult to do the dry brushing for the feathers and stuff. TBG says, is anyone else having issues with Gmail? Nope.
No.
No, I've had my emails sent normally.
Yeah. I think that's going to make it really awkward to do dry brushing.
Is it just arrow shafts like sticking out of the owlbear's back?
Yeah, with a couple of feathers sticking off it. They are optional, like. So.
You'd have to imagine they'd be pretty easy to just paint and pop on after you've done all your dry brushing and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. She's deliberately going in and out the front door now to try and get the bloody workmen to hurry up and come in. Bloody pain in the butt.
So what's happening? Is your boiler being replaced, is it? Or
No. Apparently they're coming to do the electrics on it or something. Finish or do something to it, and they might have to switch the electric off.
Oh.
So, but she's just come in then dancing, going, "Ha ha! You might have to come off early." Ha 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 ha! I'm like, really? Stop acting like a child. Apparently, they're coming to do the service on the boiler.
It's a gas, man, not electric. Unless you've got
Yeah,
electric
I thought.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But they only installed it like a month ago. So I don't think they've updated the system.
No.
George says, I need to get back to work. Catch you guys again soon. See you later, George.
Cheers, George.
Yeah, George.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
I think I will paint them all separate. I'm not sure how they're all supposed to go like. It kind of looks about right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. TBG says, sorted, my phone hadn't synced. There we go. Got there in the end, TBG. There you go. Yeah. I'm not sure it needs the arrows, but yeah, it's just going to make it really awkward.
Yeah, I do that pretty often with a lot of my Warhammer minis and stuff. Like if there's gribblies and little amulets and things on fur cloaks, if they're not removable, a lot of the time I'll snip them off, paint them separately, and then come back right at the end.
Yeah.
And just pop it on. Looks ace. Just makes the painting process a little less painful.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. Oops.
All right.
The thing about these as well is the plastic's really sturdy. There's hardly any flex in the sprue or anything, but it's easy to cut.
So there's the first bit of sand on that base. So,
oh, nice.
Oh,
a little bit of a bridge thing going on, and yeah. So there'll be a little like a tiny amount of water down in the bottom of that, like just kind of wet the bottom of it with wet effects.
Yeah.
And stuff.
You
But
could use your UV resin.
Yeah, you know what? This might be the one that I take the plunge with that. But yeah, so this bit of balsa here will pop out so that I have easy access to
underneath
drainage ditch and all that stuff for painting and all that. And then, you know, that'll all be sort of covered up with the Matilda.
Nice.
So, yeah, kind of
awesome.
On there like such.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that dry.
Well done, Tim. Paul Tanker says, back again, grabbed a wee dram to watch with. Nice. David says, Mikey, as a display, it looks good, but it's for gaming. But if for gaming, they can be awkward. Yeah. But I don't use them for gaming. I just like them. I just like the look of them. Jim says, very nice, Tim. David says, nice, Tim. Sounds good. And Paul Tanker says, nice work on the bridge.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah. Well done, Tim. TBG says, "Are you waltzing the Matilda?"
I am all the way to Tobruk.
And Jim says, "Mikey, maybe your owlbear can be a troll living under the bridge in Tim's diorama base." Ah, no, troll's a different creature entirely in the series. Owlbears live in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, stay in your van. Stay in your van, you bastard. Don't be that one keen workman. Oh my god, he's got a mohawk and everything. He's huge. He looks like the man that eats a workman. May have to go in a minute.
Right.
Paul's put a hand over his face. Cool. Yeah, you don't have to switch the electric off.
Well, hey.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Dave says, have to pick up the Rugrats from school. All right, David, have a good trip. Paul Tanker, my Uncle Howard was in a Matilda in Africa. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Bob says, flying rodents exterminating demon, Fred the owlbear. Nice. Ooh, back up to 27 people watching. How cool.
Lovely.
Now then.
So
Problem is, where do they go on the bloody base? Oh.
Oh.
Well, that's just not helpful. That doesn't tell you how to position them on the base. And you'll see why in a minute. Oh, focus. There you go. So that's the diagram, Scott, for how you position them, right?
Mm.
How are you supposed to tell from that?
It's another photo on the back showing where that rib cage or fern leaf, whatever it is. No idea.
Nope.
Don't know what I'm talking about.
In fact, even more unhelpful is the fact that on the box it shows that the base is actually bricks.
Oh.
So that's completely different again. Well, that's just maddeningly unhelpful. Jim says, Paul Tanker must have been bloody hot being a tankman in North African desert. Oh, yeah. I imagine so.
Yeah. It's a terrible environment, isn't it, Mikey?
Yes.
Okay. It'll take a while to do the inlet butts for the Victor, I think. the first thing anybody would look at is the seams inside the intakes to see whether you've done it properly or not.
Yeah.
Significantly more detailed kit than the Birchbox one. I am enjoying it a lot.
Yeah. Paul Tank says, Jim, from what I gather, it was nearly as bad as living here in Oz. Yeah. Julian says, Mike, the pick on the front has 2 stones on the right of the owlbear. Are they on the base to help orientate it? No. If you look at the fronts, if I do that. So if you look at the front, they're on like cobblestones. But if you look at the base, it's nothing like that. Not from any angle. So I'm wondering if they put the wrong base in when they made this kit.
Possibly.
But, hey, I'll make it work.
It looks flat enough. You should be able to just orient it wherever you want.
Yeah. Hopefully. Jim says, Paul, good one, mate. And Paul's laughing. David says, catch you all tomorrow. Bye. See you later, David.
Bye.
And Paul says, just had 4 months of average 38 degrees C. Yeah, sod that. As my mum says, sod that for a game of marbles.
So, Paul, where are you? Are we talking about Darwin or Townsville or?
He's in Brisbane right now.
Brisbane. Okay. So I've just come back. I just went and got another beer.
That's Paul Marley. Paul Tanker.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Tanker.
Yeah, I know where Paul Marley is.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit of a difference. I'm only 40 kilometers from Brisbane. It's been 18 degrees here.
Well, there you go. Julie says, could be Mikey. There are no green leaves in the picture, but there are ferns molded on the base you have. Yes. Paul Tanker says, Armadale, West Australia.
Ah.
Hot, hot, hot. Isn't that the more desertized part of Australia? Jim says 38 degrees C. Blimey, that's near 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. Paul Marley says the other Paul. And TBG says Scorcho. Yeah. TBG says Scorcho here. There you go. I just realised this little baby Albert isn't quite as sweet as it looks. It's actually holding a skull, a human skull.
Oh, very cool.
It's poor.
Lovely.
I don't know if I told you the story, Mikey, but we were in in Qatar, in Qatar, with the Hercs, and it was hot, and we sent one of the planes off, and one of the guys I was with said, "Look, I want to see if I can boil an egg on top of the wing." Right. So what we were doing is climbing up on the aircraft to crack an egg onto the top of the wing to see if it.
There you go. Holding a skull.
Cool. So we're going to climb on top of the wing to crack an egg to see if it could, sort of cook.
Yeah.
Anyway, couldn't do it because you take out the forward escape hatch to climb up from the bunk, and to get up there, you had gloves on or whatever, but you have to sort of park your ass on top of the plane before you swing your legs up and around.
Yeah.
Well, he got secondary burns on his ass getting up there, so we couldn't do it. So what we did instead is came down and there's a metal plate on the tarmac filling in part of the tarmac where it was melting.
Yeah.
So we cracked the egg on that, and straight away, as soon as it touched it, the clear part of the egg turned white. So yeah. It's a terrible, terrible place to work.
Yeah. What we used to do is we'd put the bottles of water that we all got, the reefer containers.
Yeah.
We'd put a few of them outside the workshop in the morning, so that in the afternoon we could they'd be hot enough to wash our hands with
Yeah.
for dinner. Just leave them in the sun.
I don't really miss it, I must admit.
No.
4 months
there
at
you
a
go.
time is this awful.
Armadale is in Perth, and Paul says, or the other Paul says, no, but we are the most isolated in the world. Ah, there we go. TVG says, do you glue wings on backwards, Paul Marley? Asking for John.
No, he doesn't. He does not.
June says Armadale is 20 kilometers southeast of Perth, according to Google Maps, but Paul M is probably more accurate than Google. Yeah. Jim says, I'm guessing anything over 28 degrees to 30 degrees C is considered pretty warm for the UK. Anything over 22 degrees C is considered pretty warm degree for the UK, mate.
I think anything over 10.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are in the UK.
It's what? 23 degrees here, and I'm sat in my shorts and t-shirt with a fan on. And I'm pretty comfortable.
It was a lovely winter's day here, 17 degrees.
Paul Tanker says, we are the most isolated city in the world. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a funny thing about Perth and WA in general. So Australia has a fleet base east and a fleet base west, and both of them are called Garden Island.
Yeah, that's right.
So, go figure. But it's generally understood the West Coast sailors, they're a different breed. They're very, very laid back.
West Coast?
Sounds like
my
really?
kind of... I did not know that.
Yeah, they're relaxed. Like they get their PT in, and like, you know, a lot of them keep their fishing rods and stuff at work, and you know, yeah, they're very relaxed. It's the East that has all the brass and stuff walking around, and people have rods up their backsides.
Yeah. TBG says, I can see John having fun with the air brake.
Well, I'm going to have more fun. I've got all the brass bits for it, so yay. So a lot more options to go backwards.
Paul Marley says, Greater Perth, 20k is right in the middle of any reasonable city, outskirts of Perth. Jim says, I'm used to temperatures over 25 degrees C in the spring, summer, and sometimes even early autumn in the Midwest US. Nice. Hobby Time says, hi, guys. Hi, Hobby Time.
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Hello.
And TBG says, hi, Gordon. And Hobby Time says, hi, James.
Oh, friends here. That fits well.
Black.
Everyone's cooking a yay! The water inspection's done.
Already?
Yep.
Yeah, so they turn up, said, yep, still there, and they bugger off again.
Yeah.
Well, they only stole it last month. Yep, you've not sold it for pipe and brass. Well done. You're still alive. There's no obvious signs of carbon monoxide poisoning in the air.
So did Paul Marley get a begrudging respect for the victor by walking around one at Duxford? Answer in the comments.
Paul Tank says, I came to Perth from Sydney in 71 on a 3-week break, never went back. It was so laid back, I never saw my folks again. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, Mal's dinner's ready.
So, okay, I'm just curious, Paul. Like, what trade were you? Did you have a trade or just a job? And why Perth? Was it work? But just if you don't mind sharing.
June says, fair enough, Paul. My town is only about 4.5 kilometres end to end. 20 kilometres is outside of my county. Yeah. June says, good day again. I will watch from the start at the end. Cool. Paul says, I feel the same respect for Victor as I do for John. So, yes, a begrudging respect. Jim says, good day, Duke. Ooh, we've got 8 minutes to go.
Right.
TBG says, watching in reverse, it'll be more entertaining, Duke. That's when you get to see John taking the right bits off instead of putting the wrong bits on.
Well, I'm only human.
Duke says, how's it hanging, Jim? And Jim says, Paul, is that Mr. Peanut you have as your avatar image? Looks like the looks like an emoji. Duke says, TBG, ha 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 ha.
Okay.
I think that's how it goes. Seems right.
That's what I say every day when I'm modelling.
They seem to sit all right there, so when we finish, I'll put some blue tack under it where the contact points are. Julie says, TBG, if you watch the Fokker stream in reverse, maybe John will put the wing on the right way.
Oh, yes. I watched that back with Paul a couple of days ago. It showed his partner, Marianne, and oh my God. It was terrible to watch it back. I just, that sinking feeling.
On those face
you can see me move my hand and go, a little bit of a gasp.
It's like a scene in
Say again, Tim?
Just going to say, it's like that scene in Interstellar when he's like yelling at himself through the dimension, like, no, don't let me go, Merv.
I should watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, what a lovely kid. Because the other one didn't have a Bombay. So this is, yeah. It's cool. I have heard this part doesn't fit. Yeah, they're right. Doesn't fit. Good enough. Oops.
Paul says, nice one, Julian. And Jim says, very good, Julian. Nice. Right. Yeah. I think what I'll have to do is blue tack them down and then prime it. And then wherever the primer isn't, when I take them apart again, that's where I'll put them. That's where in fact, yeah, that'll work. Good idea, Mikey. Nigel says, what's that kit Mal's making?
Sure you want to know? The kit
not a kit.
is no, the kit, the base kit is a Border Models Apocalypse tank. But there was only ever one made, and when Models for Heroes commissioned International Rescue to produce a hobnob search and rescue vehicle, they acquired it because being such a big vehicle, take out the ammunition, gun breaches and things like that, there's a massive amount of room for all the equipment required to search and rescue hobnobs, which are, as everybody knows, being taken by the Hood. And so that's what this is. It's a hover tank, hence the hover engines, which will fit sometime soon. So I'm just and in the building this, International Rescue used a lot of engine parts from Shinden, Japanese World War II Shinden, an aircraft that only flew for 45 minutes.
Ah.
Well,
So
it's better than Air India.
yeah.
Damn.
So that's sort of what it is. The barrels became well, the whole gun barrel system became a grab. It might be a basket for escaping hobnob packets to run into or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what it is. Maybe. Oh, I should
Bob
say,
says, John. Yeah, go on.
Sorry. I should say it's for the Friends of Models for Heroes challenge build for Telford.
Yeah. Bob says, John, do you have a direct address? Not getting anywhere, sussing out counter collect.
Yes, I do. It depends. Is Bob on Discord or whatever, Mikey, or can you help me out there?
He's on email, mate, and he says he'll be shipping the beasts to Waitrose for distribution, and hopefully they can be forwarded.
Well, could you pass that on for me? Either that or save your postage. And no, you're going to have too many strand beasts to want to keep yourself. So, yeah, I'd wonderfully, gratefully accept one. That'd be cool. But if Mikey, if you could pass on my details, please.
Yeah, I'll send them your email address.
Thank you.
Nigel says, thanks, Mal. I'll look out for one. Jim says, another successful stream, y'all. See you tomorrow. Yeah. See you tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah.
Tuti says, bye, Jim. And Duke says, Jim, haha. Right. We're past the 2-hour mark.
Oh, crikey. Oh, that's right. I missed the first half hour because, old heart issues.
So there you go. There's my little Albert family. Playing. John, very, very quickly.
Yeah, so I'm madly putting together parts and bits for the Victor. So I'll get the top and bottom of the intakes held together. The outer wing supports are held together. It's large. And I've finished the nose wheel well. So, yeah, very quickly.
Cool. Tim?
Just quickly made some progress on the diorama base for the Matilda. So,
yeah,
that'll look like a hot mess until last steps. And I got the engine pretty much painted for the Corsair.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice work, Tim. We've been through yours, haven't we, Mal?
Yeah, more or less. I've just been adding bits of detail here and there.
Yeah. What have you done, Modders?
I got some more tree bits built for it,
Cool.
and I've started on the little bird houses and a little
Yeah.
table.
Nice.
Awesome.
Bob says he already has John's email, but he's not getting any replies. Do I have the correct address? Do you want to check your Gmail, John?
Yeah. Well, I tend not to check
He said
the Skull Model Twins one, but I'll do that. I'll
That's what
double
he's
check
emailed.
that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'll check that after I go off stream here, and you'll have a reply within 20 minutes. Sorry, Robert. Bob.
Paul Tank says, sorry, I forgot to put a penny in the gas meter. No problem, buddy. Right. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a fun stream as always. Tomorrow we're back with doing the motorbike at 12 o'clock. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're cool whether you want me to join in for the stream. I'm not doing the motorbike, but I can continue this if you like. It's up to you.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
I'm welcome to join us.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Right. If there's nothing else, we shall see you all tomorrow.
Hooroo.
Cool, Val.
See ya.
Bye bye. Oh, there you go. Bye, Mal.
Right.